Ugh.
I'm not.
Are we live? We're recording?
Yeah, you're live.
We're live from, what, the shores of Lake Erie. We're on the shores of Lake Erie. I guess we're not live. This is
Well,
on a delay. This is on a delay.
It'll be
2
live,
hour
like,
delay.
today.
2 hour delay. Yeah. But yeah, we're here for the 6th stop of the invitational season. Detroit River. Lake Erie's in play. This is quite the playing field. I mean, what, the off limits on Lake Erie is in Buffalo. You running the Buffalo? You running the Buffalo?
I don't think we have enough fuel, Bubba, or enough time.
I don't think you could make it to Buffalo and back in a tournament day. That was an interesting move, but I mean, I guess he was looking for a hard line to make an off limits, but
I don't even think you could make it to Erie, Pennsylvania and back in a day.
no, you know, I looked into that actually when we were in Sandusky before, and that was too far, and that's
From Sandusky.
that's like a 70-mile head start from here.
Yeah.
60 mile, I forget how far it is, but yeah, that wasn't gonna work. So
I think from where I was at the first day of practice to where I was at yesterday at the end of practice, that'd have been like 120 miles apart.
yeah, I didn't realize how big the Detroit River is too. I ran down it yesterday from Lake St. Clair to get picked up at Elizabeth Park, and it was further than I remembered, that's for sure. So we got a big playing field for sure. And I think guys are going to spread out pretty well in this tournament. Like, I think there'll be guys that go to Erie and do well. I think the majority, I'd say 3/4 of the guys will go to St. Clair just because it's more consistent. It's more of your safe bet. And
You don't catch 40 drum a day.
you don't catch the drum. The drum on Erie are ridiculous. That is the problem. And that's what I got frustrated with. Like, I went to Erie the first day of practice, and I had a pretty good day, you know, as far as total weight. By the end of the day, granted it took me like 12 hours to catch it, but it's just there's drum and walleye everywhere, just trash fish everywhere, and I can't do that in a shortened tournament day. I want to know I'm going to an area that has just bass, and every fish I see on the screen is going to be a bass, or at least the majority of them are going to be bass. And so I got pretty frustrated with Erie, and like I said, I had a good day weight-wise, but spent the last 2 days in St. Clair, and I feel better about St. Clair. Just, you know, there's a lot more bites to be had, and you just go through more numbers, but you end up getting that quality by the end of the day. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
You get a lot more bass bites.
A lot more bass bites,
I mean,
sure.
honestly, I think I probably set the hook more on Erie than I did on St. Clair. But at the end of the day on Erie, I might add 12 bass. You go to St. Clair and you set the hook the same number of times or close to it, and I only caught like 5 trash fish all day. So it's definitely an interesting decision. I caught a few
trash fish up there. I caught a lot of walleye in St. Clair. Like, they'd be hiding in the grass.
Yep.
You see a little blob down in the grass, I'm like, oh, that's a smallmouth. And no, it was a walleye every time.
I definitely caught more walleye than I think I ever have on St. Clair. I mean, you always catch a few.
It's a strong walleye fishery. I think I only caught one or two drum. I caught some catfish. I did find a school of catfish in St. Clair. That was surprising.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever done that.
Yeah, I caught like 5 or 6 in one little area.
I did catch a largemouth.
You caught a largemouth?
I caught a largemouth out in the abyss, probably 5 miles from shore, and I caught a largemouth. I'm like, what are you doing?
I've heard people catch some bait, just a random big one out there, but
it wasn't. It was like 15 inches.
I've never done that. The highlight of my week was running my drop shot into a sturgeon.
We've talked about it. I keep wanting to hook
one. I don't even think I showed you the video because we stayed up at St. Clair that night.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. You said you'd hooked one, but that ain't a little one either.
Oh, it was a pretty good one. Look when he swims by there. I mean, he looks like a shark.
He looks like a shark. I thought it was a shark when he sent it to me, and his little mouth. Yeah, so I wasn't able to pull my phone out for the first jump, but the first jump, man, he comes straight up, got completely airborne, and did like 3 barrel rolls in the air. Like, he completely spun. And yeah, that was awesome. I wish I had a camera running for that jump. But after that, I was like, I got to get this thing to jump again. And then I'm done. Like, I'm not going to land it. I got 8-pound line on it. Like, I'm not going to land this thing. So
I gave it everything I could, just like pulling on him to try and get his head up so he would come up and jump. And as soon as he started coming up, I pulled out my phone to try and get that, and then he actually come off on that jump. You could kind of see the drop shot come flying. Hopefully Brittany can get the video overlaid on there so you guys can see that.
But it's pretty good at testing the 8-pound line.
I know, 8-pound tatsu, it just wrenching on him as hard as I could. I mean, I don't even have an idea how much that fish weighed, but that was pretty cool.
Is that part of the master class fish?
I don't know.
I kind of feel like we need to take a trip that we try to catch sturgeon.
I don't think they are, because there's not many places you can catch them.
Are they the ones that are like prehistoric?
Yeah.
Between them and them paddlefish.
Oh, yeah, the paddlefish. The paddlefish you only snag, I think, right?
I've never heard of it.
I don't know.
I think you're right.
I think you have to. Don't they catch them on, like, what did you tell me, rags?
No, that's gar.
Oh, just kidding.
They like soak them in fish guts. And
gar you have to use like socks or pantyhose or something so their teeth get caught in it. Because their mouth is just all bone and teeth. You can't like hook it. So anyway, that was pretty cool. Speaking of the master thing, that reminded me of Matt Steffen. I heard he was talking crap, so I'm got a bone to pick with him. If you're watching, if you're watching, I got a bone to pick with you for sure.
Golf skills.
Oh yeah, he went and made this whole video. I don't think he even cared about anything else. He made the video strictly to call me out. He's like, oh, iCast was fun and all, but yeah, Matt Becker sucks at golf and he wrecked me in go-karts. So we got an issue. So I got a bone to pick with him.
I came in first in go-karts, and Matt Steffen came in last.
He came in last.
I smoked him
and made excuses. So yeah.
So Steffen was picking on you, or Panger was picking on you?
Matt Steffen. Yeah, Matt Steffen.
Him and his wife.
They called me out for sure, and I got a bone to pick with him. But
while we're on that subject, how many are they going to catch in their little adventure?
Minimum.
Minimum?
Minimal. Yeah, they're like it's a great idea. It's fun. I would say the over/under is
7.
10, and I would probably bet the under on 10.
I was thinking 10.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be. I think they'll get 10.
They're trying to catch a master class size quality of 28 species in 10 days. Like I bet it would be hard enough to catch 28 species in 10 days, but let alone a abnormally large fish in that species. Like, I mean, just think about this week. So we fished 3 days on one of the best smallmouth fisheries in the country. How many bass did you catch over 22 inches?
1.
Exactly.
It was that skinny, sick-looking fish.
I don't think I caught one over 22 inches, and I'm pretty sure that would be the minimum for here. So, like,
yeah,
they're expecting to go do it in like a couple hours. I don't know. It's a great idea. It'll be really cool to watch, but
and so much of it will be weather dependent.
Yeah, and weather dependent too. But
it will be a cool adventure, though.
It'll definitely be a cool adventure. I'll be following along for sure. So.
And I mean, at the end of the day, like I know you said, Steffen was a big musky guy. For the most part, we're bass anglers. And yeah, we'll go catch crappies, and some of them kind of relate, but so many of the fish that's on that, it's not exactly our cup of tea. I mean, it's not what we're experienced at.
No.
Yeah, I think their benefit will be guides on the lakes that they're trying to go
I don't think that matters either.
You don't think?
No.
Well, at least they'll have some, like, quick knowledge.
And I think it'd even be different if you had 10 days, but it was 10 days that was spread out to where, okay, this is the best time of the year to go here. This is the best time to go there.
10 days in a row is rough.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It'll be cool to watch for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so what about St. Clair? What do you think? What do you think weight-wise?
Well, one day I didn't get out till late. I had some trolling motor issues. Until I got on the water, it was 11 o'clock. But I only had 18 pounds. I did not do great. Caught a pile of fish, but just couldn't find the big ones. Now, yesterday I had a full day, and I was pushing the upper 21s, almost 22.
Yeah.
But you eliminate 5, 6 fish from that, and you're not there. I mean, even though you're catching 40 fish a day, you're not getting 20 pounds easily. I definitely don't think it's going to be as easy as when the open guys were here. For one,
agree,
they had 5 days of practice and 3 days of optimal conditions.
Yeah.
Chances are we ain't getting that.
I mean, the weather does look good for the next 3 days for scoping. So I will say that that's kind of an asterisk here, but I'm with you. Like I didn't see the numbers of quality, you know, like in St. Clair. You know, Erie, it was totally different. Yeah, if you catch one, it's a big one, but you don't catch many. And if you're forced to, you know, say you got an hour run out there to Peely area and an hour back, then you're stuck with 6 hours of fishing. I mean, you got to catch one an hour,
and that's under good conditions to make
right.
it an hour.
I mean, that's perfect conditions, and I don't know. I personally don't know the western basin of Erie enough to have that milk run to be able to, you know, bounce around those areas. And after I seen that first day with all the trash fish around, I didn't feel good about finding those areas, because you could pull up on a boulder and look at it and there's 10 fish sitting on it, but
one of them,
8 of them are drum. Yeah. So it's really hard to find them without knowing where they are to get. So, you know, I feel like local advantage will play big on the Erie side of things. So there definitely will be, I'd say at least 2 guys in the top 10 out of Erie.
You think?
With the good conditions we got, I think there'll be 2 guys that locals, or, you know, guys that know it pretty well. And then I think the bulk of the checks will be out of St. Clair.
I definitely agree with the checks. I don't know how many I think will be in the top 10, just because, man, I don't know.
It's going to be prime scoping conditions, sunny, slick, just a slight little breeze. You know, the weekend boating traffic will be a factor, especially for, you know, the American side. You get, you know, the mile roads and Anchor Bay.
Mile.
No, just as far as fishing on St. Clair. Getting back is a whole nother issue. Getting through the Detroit River on the weekend will be a task in itself.
When there's no boat traffic in there,
I know.
You're getting a crap beat out of you.
Yeah, that'll be a mess. So again, I mean, we're gonna have probably an hour ride up there. And what'd you say? You timed it, right?
It took me from the upper part of St. Clair last evening to get back. Now, I didn't run super hard until I got to the river, but it took me almost 45 minutes.
Yeah. So then you need to give it an hour probably to get back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're losing almost 2 hours of fishing time again. So you're going to have 6 hours to scope around in St. Clair, but I feel like you'll have a better chance of putting it in front of 5 quality fish.
And getting them in the boat.
That's a separate issue, but got to get them in the boat, keep them away from the muskie.
And when the sun's out, it seems like they get the bait.
They bite, yeah.
But when you get that cloud cover, you get them. Yeah. They come up and they just nip at the tail. And it's like, you little peckerhead. You want to eat it.
Yesterday morning, with the clouds and the rain, like they were not eating it the way they should. But we got sun the next couple of days. I think it'll be pretty good. So I think you're gonna have to break 70 pounds for 3 days to win. I really do. It's like 23 and change a day. You may have a 25-pound day and then a 21 or something, but you're going to need that 70 pounds to win for 3 days.
I think overall it'll be 60 pounds. I think will be close to the top 10 now. I don't think there's going to be near the number of 20-pound bags consistently.
No, I don't think it'll be higher.
You think?
Yeah.
I figured 60 pounds would be close.
60 pounds. I mean, it'll be probably top 20. I don't think the whole top 30 will average 20 pounds a day, but after the first day, probably there'll be like 30, 20-pound bags.
I'd agree with that.
After 2 days, the top 30 will probably be 38 and change, 39.
I mean, the 17, 18 pounds are super easy to find.
Yeah, there's a lot of like 3.4 to 3.12s in that range. But finding a 4 or 5 pounder is a game changer. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm just gonna go 4 rods on deck, 2 drop shots, 2 minnows. Just throw it as many blobs as I can and see what happens.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready. I love smallmouth fisheries. You just get to catch them. You know, it's just, you just catch and see what you end up with at the end of the day. And that's what I'm excited about. So, all right. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this. This video is going live today. Today's our off day. Tournament starts tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow to Major League Fishing. And I think they got live coverage. So maybe
yeah, it's live all 3 days.
Maybe we'll find a camera at some point if we jump up to a good start or something. But wish us luck. Kenny's got to catch him. He's still got an outside chance of making the Bass Pro Tour. He's mathematically still able to qualify. So get a good tournament for Kenny. He could be joining us on the Bass Pro Tour. So
that's the goal.
Yep. We'll y'all stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time.